Why are rich Indians leaving India? You will say India is getting richer, more businesses are being created, more people are becoming millionaires, and India's wealth is growing rapidly. But here's a strange question. Why are so many wealthy Indians choosing to live somewhere else? According to Henley and Partners, India was projected to see a net outflow of 3,500 millionaires in 2025, making it one of the world's largest sources of millionaire migration. And India is still described as one of the world's fastest growing wealth markets. Now, before you say they are all leaving India, well, that's not really what's happening. Most wealthy Indians are not completely abandoning India. They are doing something much more interesting. They are becoming global. A businessman can have a company in India, a home in Dubai, investments in Singapore, children studying abroad, and still spend a significant time in India. Why are they doing this? First, taxes and financial flexibility. When you have that much wealth, the difference between countries becomes bigger. Tax structures, inheritance rules, capital movement, residency, investment opportunities can influence where to live. And countries like UAE have actively positioned themselves as attractive destinations for wealthy entrepreneurs. But money is not the only reason. Second is quality of life. You can afford almost anything, and at this point, you start asking different questions. How much time am I spending in traffic? How clean is the air? How safe is my neighborhood? What kind of schools can my children attend? What does healthcare look like? What kind of lifestyle can actually my money buy? And suddenly, moving to another country is not necessarily about escaping India, it's about buying a different lifestyle. Third, global opportunity. For a wealthy entrepreneur, being physically closer to global finance centers can matter. Dubai, Singapore, London, and United States offer access to different market investors, networks, and financial systems. And the UAE in particular has become a major wealth destination because it's close to India while offering all these kind of benefits. But here's another reason that is rarely discussed: their children. A wealthy Indian family is not necessarily thinking about just the next 5 years. They are thinking about the next generations. Where will their children study? Where will they build their careers? Which passport or residency gives them more mobility? And that kind of environment will eventually shape their children. That's why wealth migration is often less about one person moving countries, it's more about a family becoming geographically diversified. But here's the most important point: this is not necessarily a story about India failing. In fact, that's what makes the story so interesting. India is producing more wealth while simultaneously exporting some of its wealthiest people. That's not a contradiction as well, because when people become wealthy enough, they gain something most people don't have: choice. They can choose where to live, where to invest, where their children will study, where they pay taxes, and where they spend their time. So perhaps the real question is not why are rich Indians leaving India? It's why does a country that is creating so much new wealth still struggle to convince that all of this wealth to stay? Why does a country that's creating so much wealth still struggle to convince all this wealth to stay? And that's the much bigger question, because attracting investment is one thing, creating an environment where people want to keep their wealth, businesses, and families connected to the country is another. India is clearly creating wealth, but the next challenge is making India the place where the wealth wants to remain. And if India manages to do that, the economic impact could be enormous.